Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Crew Bites. I'd like to start this video by thanking all my loyal subscribers and viewers for supporting Crew Bites. And here I am before you with my 100th episode, the scrumptious crepe cake with exotic flavor from the lychee and rose cream. A crepe is a type of very thin pancake originated in France. In this video, we'll be making a mille crepe cake. Literally, the word mille means 1000 in French, but the cake consists of at least 20 or more crepes placed in stacks with a filling between each layer, and in this case, I've used a filling infused with rose essence and lychee. The good thing about this cake is you do not need an oven. All you need is a good non-stick pan. This is a very delectable cake and it just melts in your mouth. I'll talk about it more during the preparation. So let's get started. So the first step is to prepare the batter for making the crepes. So for this you need plain flour, 300 grams, which is around 1 3/4 cups plus 2 tablespoons, 4 large eggs, castor sugar 2/3 cup or 140 grams, unsalted butter melted 3 tablespoons, vanilla extract 1 teaspoon, salt half teaspoon, and full fat milk 1 liter. So to a large bowl add 4 large eggs and lightly whisk the eggs. And now to this we're going to add the remaining ingredients one by one. So at first add castor sugar 140 grams, which is 2/3 cup, and give it a good mix. If you do not have castor sugar, just powder the granulated sugar in a mixer and then use 140 grams of it. Also I've added salt half teaspoon and vanilla extract 1 teaspoon and whisk well. Now to this I'm adding 500 ml of the full fat milk at first, and the remaining half liter will be added once the flour has been added to the batter. So now add 300 grams of the plain flour in portions and mix well. Do not add the flour all at once, just add in small portions and then whisk well so that you get a smooth and lump-free mixture. Now add the remaining 500 ml of the milk and give it a good mix. You should be getting a very smooth and very thin batter. Finally add unsalted butter melted 3 tablespoons. If you're using salted butter, please omit salt. Mix well, and now we're going to strain this mixture using a sieve, and the resulting batter will be very thin and smooth. See, it should be very runny batter. Now we're going to cover this with a cling wrap and keep it refrigerated for 1 hour. So meanwhile the batter is resting in the refrigerator, let's prepare the filling for this cake. So for the filling you need heavy whipping cream 600 ml with at least 35% of fat, icing sugar 120 grams, rose essence few drops, lychees, here I'm using canned lychees about 550 grams. If you get fresh ones you can always use that as well. Also I'll be using a bit of the lychee syrup from the can. But if it's hard for you to get lychees, you can completely avoid the lychees and just use the rose essence. That itself has a really good flavor. Or you could use any other fruit of your choice like strawberries, but then avoid the rose essence. Or just the whipping cream and icing sugar with vanilla extract will also be a good filling for this cake. Now to a large bowl add 600 ml of heavy whipping cream with at least 35% of fat and lightly whip the cream using an electric mixer. Now to this add 120 grams of icing sugar along with few drops of rose essence and 1 to 2 tablespoons of lychee syrup. I missed showing adding the lychee syrup in this video. And now we're going to whip the cream until you get stiff peaks. Please do not over whip the cream. See, now the cream is whipped well. And now we're going to keep it covered and refrigerated until we use. So let's move on to making the crepes. After 1 hour, remove the batter from the refrigerator. Now heat a non-stick pan. Here I'm using an 8-inch non-stick pan. Keep a low flame, and once the pan is heated, using a ladle or a 1/4 cup measuring cup, pour the batter and slightly swirl the pan to get a uniform and thin crepe, and cook for about 2 minutes on one side. You will start to see tiny bubbles forming. That's when you know you need to flip it. Gently flip the crepe. See, your first 3 crepes will not be that perfect, but after that you'll get the hang of it and it will be very easy to make these crepes. Now just cook it for another 30 seconds on the other side, and then immediately remove the crepe from the pan and just transfer it to a plate. By just flipping the pan, the crepe will just fall off or onto a plate lined with baking paper. Now repeat the same with the remaining batter. I've just lightly brushed it with butter, but do not brush it too much with butter. If you have a good non-stick pan, you don't need butter. Just wipe it off with a paper towel and then do the same way. See, you can see tiny bubbles, and the edges will start to be crisp slightly, and when you can lift the edges, if it's coming easily from the pan, you know that it's time for you to flip it. See, this is my second one. It's slightly torn in the middle, but it's completely fine. It's very thin and delicate. That is what you have to keep in mind. Since I'm making a pink ombre cake, I'm adding a drop of red food color to the batter. So the first 4 crepes, I did not add any color. I just made it plain. So I'll be making 5 crepes with this batter. Then after the 5th crepe, I'll be adding another drop of the red color. And so after every 5 crepes, I'll be adding a drop of red food color so that you get different shades of pink crepes. This is completely optional. You can just leave it plain without adding any color, or if you want, you can add the red food color in the beginning, just 1 or 2 drops to the entire batter, and cook the crepes. See, now our crepes are coming out really well. So just continue making the crepes until you have used all of the batter. See, now I have finished making the crepes. See, you can see different shades of pink here. On the top is the darkest one, and it's very thin and delicate. That's what we want. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim the edges of the crepes. So just stack 4 or 5 crepes, and then here I'm using a 6-inch pan. Just place it on the crepes and then hold it firmly, and using a sharp knife just trim off the edges. See, this is optional. You can use either a plate or a cake board, whichever size you want. You can just cut it out, but it is an optional step. But it looks better if you trim off the edges. The size of the crepes will be uniform, and also it gives a better appearance for the cake. See, now I have finished trimming the edges of all the crepes. See, they are looking uniform now. So now let's start assembling the cake. So onto a cake board, apply a bit of the filling. Here I'm using an 8-inch cake board for the 6-inch crepe cake. Place the plain crepe gently onto the board, and then top it with 2 to 3 tablespoons of the filling. We don't want a thick layer of the filling between the crepes, because the crepe itself is very thin and soft. So a light layer of the filling, very thin layer of the filling is sufficient. So just spread it out evenly using an offset spatula. And then I'm going to top it with some lychee pieces so that you get a good flavor of the lychee in the cake. Then repeat with another layer of this plain crepe. So the bottom layer will be plain, and then it slowly gets that pink shade. That's what I'm going to do. So just repeat it with another layer of the filling, and just continue with the remaining crepes. So top it with 2 to 3 tablespoons of the filling, and then add some lychee pieces, and continue repeating with the other crepes. So once you finish the 4 plain crepes, just press it gently with your palm on top of the crepe, so that it doesn't form a dome shaped once you finish layering all the crepes, because these are very thin layers. So just after every 5 layers of crepe, just press it lightly with your palm so that it stays flat on top. So we are almost done here. This is my last layer, and finally the last crepe, which is the darkest pink, as the top layer. Just gently press it, and what we're going to do is we're going to refrigerate this cake for 30 to 45 minutes, and then we can decorate the cake and serve. So this is our cake out from the refrigerator after 30 minutes. So I've just used the leftover filling and just piped a border around the top layer, and just adding the rose syrup jelly on top of it. That is just by mixing a bit of the rose syrup with gelatin or agar agar. See, this is completely optional. I'm just doing it my way. You can use any other way of decorating your cake, and just add some lychee pieces, or just pipe some borders around. So it's totally up to you. And here you are with this tasty and delicious lychee and rose milk crepe cake. It just melts in your mouth. So now let's serve the cake. So using a sharp knife, cut the cake, and say once you cut the cake, you can see those different layers of the crepes. It's so beautiful. I'll just show you now. And there it is. Can you see those beautiful ombre layers? I'll just show you a close-up view of that slice. See how beautiful, isn't it? Now take a look at the cross section of the cake. You can see all those soft and delicate layers of crepes infused with this rose and lychee cream. It's really delicious. It's got a really refreshing flavor. See, the only time you take is to make the crepes, and the rest is really quick, and you can add any choice of your filling. So please give it a try. You will definitely love it. Detailed instructions have been provided in the description box for this recipe, so please check it out. I hope you all enjoyed this 100th episode. So please keep supporting my channel. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe, like, and share. New videos are uploaded every Tuesday and Friday. Until then, goodbye.